These are the top 15 worst signing of football in 2025. The first one is Joao Felix. He moved to Chelsea for 52 million euros. Joao Felix move to Chelsea was accepted to reignite his career after inconsistent at Atletico Madrid and a short loan stint at Barcelona. However, Chelsea failed to integrate him into a system that suited his style. His role was undefined, neither an out-and-out striker nor a traditional playmaker, and he ended up playing just 363 minutes in the Premier League before being loaned out. For a player of this price and pedigree, it was a severe unperformed and fan questioned the club decisions to invest heavily in yet another unproven attacker. Uh, Second one is Douglas Luiz. He moved to Chelsea for 51.5 million euros. Luis joined Juventus up with high expectations after impressive performance for Aston Villa, especially his press resistance and long-range shooting. But in Series A, he struggled to adapt to a slower, more technical environment. Injuries combined with fierce competition in midfield limited him to just three starts. With Juventus chasing a return to domestic dominance, the Brazilian lack of impact became a major talking point and a disappointing consistent considering the hefty transfer fee. The third one is Joao Palinha. He is moved to Bayern Munich for 51 million euros. A midfielder enforced at Fulham, Zhao was supposed to bring speed and discipline to Bayern midfield, but his transition was rough. Persistent yellow card, a few injuries, and difficulty adjusting to Bundesliga tempo made his presence unreliable. Despite his physicality, he lacked the technical polish accepted at Bayern. By mid-season, he had become a rational option, and a fan and pundits began questioning why Bayern spent over 50 million euros on a player who struggles to command a consistent role. The fourth one is Joshua. He moved to Manchester United for 42.5 million euros. After showing flashes of promises in Bologna, Zirkzee joined Manchester United at a high potential striker, expected to grow into the role. Unfortunately, he never settled. Poor movement, indecisive finishing, and struggle with Premier League intensity saw him score just 7 goals in 49 appearances. While his work rate was noted, he never posted a consistent threat in front of goal. And United attacks who was continued practically blamed on the underwhelming signing. The fifth one is Kieran Dewberry Hall. He moved to Chelsea for 35 million euros. This was one of the Chelsea's most puzzling deal. Hall, while technically skilled and energetic at Lancaster, wasn't exactly tearing up the championship. At Chelsea, he barely played, often played two domestic cup matches. The midfielder was already overloaded, and he hadn't offered anything unique that the existing squad lacked. Critics viewed it as a panic bias driven by scouting data rather than necessary or tactical fit. The sixth one is Federico. He moved to Chelsea for 12 million euros. On paper, this looked like a steal. Chisa had been one of Juventus' few bright spots in prior season. However, he arrived at Anfield already nursing long-standing injury problems. Those flared up almost immediately, and he managed just over 100 minutes of Premier League football. He never had a chance to complete a regular spot, and his signing now looks like a gamble with that backfired. The seventh one is Eddie. He moved to Crystal Palace for 30 million euros. Eddie was bought by Palace for to be their leading forward, but he failed to deliver, scoring just once in 27 league appearances, lacking physical presence and confidence in front of goal. He was overshadowed by other attackers. Palace fans quickly lost patience, and many felt the club could have used the money more wisely on a proven striker or a dynamic winger. The eighth one is Nicholas. He moved to West Ham for 27.5 million euros. Fulberg had a strong reputation in the Bundesliga, but his move to West Ham went south quickly. A string of muscular injuries kept him on the sidelines, and when he did play, he lacked off the pace and looked off the pace and unfit for Premier League physical demands. He only scored 3 goals all season, and West Ham attack looked blunt with him leading the line. A rank a high risk move that simply didn't work. Ninth one is Moric. If he moved to Ipswich for free, Moric was expected to bring stability to Ipswich goalkeeping position, but instead he became a liability. In just 18 matches, he had five mistakes directly leading to goals. His poor distribution and command of the year caused panic among the defenders, and he was dropped halfway through the season. Even as a free signing, the cost in point was significant. The tenth one is Jan. He moved to West Ham with a loan of 36 million euros obligation. Jan was seen as a couple of West Ham young, physical and composed, but after some error-prone performance and a string of lower average displays, it became clear he wasn't suited for Premier League. West Ham now faces the burden of a mandatory fee for a player they didn't fully trusted. One of the worst financial deals of the year. The 11th one is Abdulkadir Kusnov. He moved to Manchester City for 40 million euros. City defending signing for Lens came with a hype and a big price tag for someone so young. However, in the first appearance, he looked nervous, made positioning error, and failed to match City high standards. He might come good with time, but for 2025, he was more of a risk than a reinforcement. The 12th one is Mitroglou. He moved to Fulham. His classic flop mentioned. Though not a 2025 signing, Mitroglou is often cited as the type of deal club wanted to avoid repeating. Big fee, massive hype, and absolutely zero contribution. He is infamous for being chosen over Antonio Griezmann in 2014, a move that aged terribly. 13 is Owen Osini. He moved to Aston Milan for 120,000 euros. A cheap signing, but even the small investment felt wasted. Osni went 10 games without scoring and looked far below the required level. The deal highlights how ever lower leagues clubs can't afford to gamble even at small cost. The 14th one is Craig Dawson. He moved to Wolves for free. Dawson's 2025 season became the stuff of memes after scoring 2 own goals in one match. While he was free and experienced, his season performed led to permanent benching. It showed him a veteran presence isn't always a safest net. The 15th one is a rumor. It's not true, but the 15th one was Rafinha. He is moved from Barcelona to Al Nassr for 40 million euros. It was rumored that in early 2025 he will move to Saudi Arabia League at Al Nassr for 40 million euros. But in the Barcelona, at the start of Barcelona in 2025, Rafinha was not playing very well, and he was considered that and it was considered that he is not a pick for Barcelona, but now in the Champions League and in La Liga and how he's playing right now, it's quite clear that Rafinha moved to Barcelona. Staying in Barcelona is a very good move, and he is proving himself daily and with each match.